What makes Armando such a genius, and what excited you the most about Death of Stalin?
That's a really good question, because I do think he's honestly a genius. I mean, I've worked with him for now about 15, 16 years, and the short side of a genius is he just makes his instinctive calls. Occasionally you think, no, he's gone the wrong way, he's made the wrong choice, he's done the wrong cut, and then you look at it 2 years later, he's done the right thing. He always does the right thing. He's an absolute genius. He is a stone cold genius. Very clever, and I think only he could have constellated that cast of people. Only he could have got, you know, Steve Buscemi and Paul Whitehouse in the same film, and I think that's a testament to his standing in the industry. People keep saying this, that the death of Stalin is particularly relevant. I'm not so sure. I mean, I was reading something the other day from a far left website that seemed to suggest that the whole thing had been brilliantly timed with the establishment to do something or other, deconstruct socialism or something. I mean, if it feels relevant, it's because it's timeless, it seems to me. It could be as relevant next year as this. I think people are saying it's relevant because of who's in the White House. This narcissistic maniac who wants complete control of everything, including the press and the destruction of democracy. So I think obviously people are saying it's timely. So yeah. When you see a really good, cracking British independent film, you know you've seen one, don't you? It's impossible to pin down the set of criteria that make up that definition of a movie. But you know one when you see one. There's some great ones represented here tonight, and it's I'm proud to be here, genuinely.
First of all, I need to thank people like Donald Trump for their amazing marketing campaign so I think that has helped, that it's touched a sort of nerve, shows how sort of democracy is very fragile. And yeah, it's been astonishing. I almost think maybe we're being pranked and actually no one likes the film, but it's a big, any minute now it's going to be revealed, it's gone so well. But it does seem to have really caught the imagination. And I think it's thanks to what's going on politically in the world, it's suddenly become topical and people like a laugh.
Obviously we're here tonight celebrating independent storytelling. What do you think that word independent gives both storytellers and an audience they perhaps don't get from other forms of cinema?
Yeah, independent film, it's a tricky term, isn't it, independent, because it could mean very arty to just stories done for a more limited budget. So in a way, I suppose it means a slightly more limited budget. But if you look at our film, it's an out-and-out big comedy with big laughs, and could easily be a sort of mainstream film. But I suppose there's that authenticity, that sense of authenticity that you get with independent filmmaking, where you're more likely to get your filmmakers making something that's closer to what they wanted to make.
And why do you think, out of all the great genres that we give the world, satire seems to be one of our finest British exports?
Have a lovely evening. Yes, we do seem to be very good at satire. I don't know whether it's because we've got that slight outsider thing where we're just sort of slightly detached, and that allows you to satirize. But I mean, I think every country is fantastic at satire, really. The Russians, obviously this is a movie about the Soviet Union, the Russians have an amazing satirical history, America's amazing satirical history. I guess we're just lucky that we have ourselves, you know, people like Armando, who are amazing, angry satirists.
What do you have coming up in 2018 and beyond? What should we be looking forward to at the moment?
I'm looking forward to seeing how Death of Stalin goes. I'm actually I have a social media company, so I'm doing a lot of social media, and a lot of stuff on social media. That's quite exciting. And I'm writing another film or two, and yeah, something about Brexit. Some biting, devastating satire, which no doubt will end Brexit. That's my next project.